The thing with Synchron is, if the supplementary engine doesn't conflict with any way of can't summon anything other than X card, can't summon anything other than non-synchro card, then you're fine, because that means they can coexist. And Mitsurugi, it's a ritual deck. It doesn't conflict with speeder at all. But before we get to a speeder build, I was going through the lines of, okay, what does Stardust Synchron do? What does Rev do? What does Assault do? And then I was kind of stuck on Stardust Synchron. Actually, we don't necessarily have to play speeder. We can just focus on this guy. And what this can produce is quite cool. Because the Mitsurugi cards don't really care for the Stardust cards if you open them or not. Because they're self-sufficient. They can produce something regardless. But if you do open with them, then you can elevate the end board, which is huge, right? So instead of like Detonator, Cross with your Mitsurugi setup, you have your... You'll see what I mean. It's pretty insane. And usually, if you want to interact with Mitsurugis, any variant, just try to prevent the stopping. Like, ashing this guy's huge, because them not getting access to the ritual spell is insane. So the only other option would be if they have prayers and they tribute a ritual, and then they get access to the ritual spell that way. But if you want to interact, just interact with this. Just ash this. Okay. So then now we go off, synchro into our SD. The reason... Okay, so it feels a bit odd not being able to revive anything off SD, because usually we revive something off of it, but in this case it's just to oppress them, keep them under the impression that, okay, if you have Nib, I can just quick synchro and summon my Crimson and make it unaffected. So that's kind of what you want to keep them oppressed by. So now you ritual summon your Mirakumo, triggering your Kusanagi, adding back your ritual, and that's usually how you cycle it, right? You cycle it with Kusanagi, then ritual summon again. Because Futsu is quite an important ritual for this variant, because it's more so like a pure variant, and this is how you can recycle all of your rituals, because you're usually using your rituals to synchro climb, and your Futsu just gets them all back. Revives your Murakumo, activate that now. You then revive you make Crimson. Crimson gets Rumble. You ritual summon. Go into your Habakiri. And remember, you're using these guys to synchro climb with Stardust. You get your trap. So now Futsu's there, your trap's there. So you already have your Mitsurugi set up there, right? To revive this guy on their turn. And then your trap as well. So then now you go Rumble, revive. Like, if you wanted to, you don't have to play SMSD. You can play like a Blazer. But then you have to choose what level 12 synchro you want to make. In this case, I think Juro is just insane. It's like a double nuke, basically. Right? Because you have nuke with Murakumo, and you have nuke with this. Right? You target that, you make your first SMSD. And you set, and then you pass. And then on their turn, you have an Omni, you tribute this off, revive this. This revives multiple things, and you have this nuke or back row nuke. That's not bad. The sequence with prayers is a little different, because they vary. Right? The other one is quite straightforward. There's not really much deviation, but for this one, it'll depend whether you want to keep prayers or have access to prayers. You'll see what I mean. Because this is a matter of using the effect of Stardust to preserve a normal summon, to then add a normal summon, to then synchron to SD, or not. Right? That's like the biggest difference. You then add your second ritual spell. You go into your Murakumo. It's very important how you sequence this, because sometimes you already ritualed from your hand, so you can't ritual from your hand, so you have to use this to ritual from hand, right? So you should be careful with that. And then you Futsu revive itself, get access to your trap. So already you have this pre-Stelos already. You have this and this as a nuke, which is cool. And then we go Stardust. Effects. Recycle the Mitsurugi mirror. Get access to Illumination, trigger, revive, and then normal summon this, because you haven't normal summoned yet. And this is what I'm referring to. It's the sort of it's either you preserve a normal or not, right? Activate this. There's gonna be access to this Illumination, and then you synchro with the ritual, because you can revive it anyway, so it's fine. Go into your Crimson Dragon, get access to your Stardust. And right here, you can choose what you want to keep, whether you want to keep the ritual, whether you want to keep the Stardust. I usually like keeping the Stardust, but then because like this can revive this. But if you want to like not be so risky, then just use this. But you can get kind of greedy, right? Activate that. you go for your SMSD, and now you're here. So you still have that. You have Omni, double Omni, nuke, revive, nuke again, right? Get everything revived. Here's the line where you just use Stardust as a normal summon, and it allow you to keep or get access to your prayers. So you go ahead, tribute from deck to ritual summon your Amino from hand. So that means that whatever ritual you have next will have to be ritual summoned with the mirror. You can't ritual summon this from hand anymore. Okay. Then Futsu, you go into your mirror, tribute that, tribute Futsu, it'll revive itself, it'll search your trap as well. Special, normal summon. You go into your Crimson, search, activate that. See what I mean? Like normally you would have Stardust here, but you just dump the other one. Right here, you could send Trail as well. You could go on Trail, tribute the Murakumo, revive it, go into Omega, target that, go Crystal Wing, right? You could have done that as well. But in this case, we're still going to do what we need to do, which is get access to the Omni, get access to Jura, have double nuke, right? Reduce. And this is why Futsu is so important, because it revives your rituals. Target that. This is what I was referring to. You don't have a Stardust, but you have access to your Purification, and you have access to prayers alongside Rumble for the following turn. So then you can try to do it again. That's basically the difference. This is going to be by far the best combo, because this allows you to end on double SMSD, which is huge, right? It's the one with HABAKIRI. And I'll accept suggestions. If you have anything that you see, oh, you could have sequenced this differently, let me know, because that means that'll elevate and that'll make the sequence a lot better. Because I couldn't find a way to get double SMSD with the other lines. And then you go into your standard Mitsurugi sequence, and you're pressing them with this as well. Activate effects. And then you sync it with the Stardust, keeping your Murakumo on field. If you want to be able to attribute it and then revive it and then synchro with it. Go for Futsu. Get mirror. Stardust tribute the Futsu. It can revive itself and give you access to the trap. Or mirror tribute the one from hand. Summon the other one. Because remember, you're just using these other level 8s as secret climbs. Usually they're made to make like a photon or something. But in this case, we're using it to synchro. Target that. Go for the first one. And then this is where you get the second one. This will make your Crimson Dragon. And this is your end board. So in this case, we have double Omni, right? So we'll set, we'll pass. And then on their turn, we target the Jura. And then, because otherwise, if they like impermanent, we can negate with the first one. And then we have the nuke, which is pretty hectic. And that's pretty cool. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Here's the list. It's really consistent because you have so many 1 cards, right? Because the Mitsurugi cards don't require the Synchrons to function. It's more so they elevated it. They tune the rituals up into synchros, and that's what I like about this. Remember, if synchros can be played with an engine that doesn't lock you, doesn't interfere with any sort of restriction, then you're fine. You can pair them. It's kind of like what Yusei does, right? It brings everything together. He brings all of the signers together, right? That's what Synchron basically does fundamentally. It meant to mesh with other cards, which is kind of their thing throughout the years, because they're not self-sufficient. They can't really function themselves. I don't know. I'm hoping that the new support cards will allow them to do that, or maybe it'll just maintain the same thing where they're just not meant to function themselves. They need to be paired with something else. But yeah, so you have your 3, 6, 9, 12. Like that's insane to pair with. Well, mainly these 9, and then you have your 12 with this, right? Because this is meant to be paired with. But nonetheless, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. This is Mitsurugi featuring Stardust Synchron. This is the obscurity, right? Because I, of course, don't know how to play around this. But the moment you reveal that you're playing Stardust or like any Stardust card, then you're like, okay, oh, interesting. I guess. Okay, what do I do now? You know, because it's meant to. How clever that. That's that's something that they're not necessarily anticipating. So they'll be considering other options. Okay, do I stop here? Okay, that's fine. I already had access to this, and now I combo for this because I know Ash is gone, and Ash was the only thing preventing me from comboing off. So now that that's gone, then I have access to this, I have access to this, and this will resolve and then snowball from there, right? Because then impermat after that point doesn't really matter because Ash was like the main issue. And that's the cool thing about obscurities and not telegraphing your lines, because that's usually how you win. When you out clever them, when you make them use interaction prematurely, that's kind of the whole point. And especially when you present an obscurity, which will make them almost always prematurely interact, right? And yeah, that's the whole point. And plus, it's just having fun with your cards, right? Having fun with your favorite archetype or your favorite cards, just implementing them, just finding older cards that you've had fun with in the past and seeing if they can mesh well with other cards. That's kind of what Yu-Gi-Oh is. You know, that you want to be able to do that. In recent years, that's gotten more and more rare. Just being able to implement these cards now, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Try it out. I mean, make suggestions. Because the extra deck is not necessarily established. It's just what I thought when I saw that. Okay, this is what most the pure Mitsurugi decks play. Like this card, they play this card, this card, this. Hang on, this is not meant to be that way. I guess it's subjective. You can change it however you want. You don't necessarily have to go to extra deck with these cards because they're just boss monsters themselves. The nuke, the negation, right? And then you have your boss monsters, and everything else is very subjective. You can just swap it out for whatever you feel like. Okay, I can play this instead. I was attempting this because Nick mentioned it, and it's just redundant. It's not necessarily needed, and it's another brick that you just don't want to play. Normally the way this is used is to make an exceed. We don't necessarily need to do that with this deck, so this is just redundant. These are more than sufficient. That's basically gonna be it. I just want to have a bit of fun as I was giving Aki a bit more attention, so I was like, let me give the Synchron some attention. And I was like, because I've been meaning to do this for a while, I just never got on to do it. And it's a start. There's other things I want to try out, like Diviner. I want to try out other things, of course, because Diviner gives you access to this by sending Herald. It's another way to tribute. It triggers, can summon something else when you tribute it for Stardust. Like, you know, it's pretty cool. But maybe that'll be the next video. But for now, give this a try. Let me know what you think. Suggestions are welcome. And that's gonna be it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.